You've probably heard a lot of people tell you who is and isn't a first-time homebuyer. There's one person whose opinion matters when it comes to who a first-time homebuyer is, and it's this gal called Fannie Mae. Let's see what she has to say. An individual is considered to be a first-time homebuyer who is 1, purchasing a security property, 2, that will reside in the security property as a principal residence, and 3, had no ownership interest, sole or joint, in a residential property during the 3-year period preceding that date of purchase of the security property. So that is the definition of a first-time homebuyer from Fannie Mae, who is the Federal National Mortgage Association. Well, that's it. Pretty cut and dry, right? Well, what about if you're a first-time homebuyer, but you're married to somebody who's already owned a home in the last 3 years? Let's look at that scenario. So if your spouse is not a first-time homebuyer, but you are, as a couple, you're considered to be first-time homebuyers. What if you've owned a home in the last 3 years, but you don't actually live in that property, you just rent it out? Well, per FHA guidelines, you're considered a first-time homebuyer. Per conventional guidelines, which Fannie Mae governs, you are not a first-time homebuyer. And knowing if you're a first-time homebuyer is very important because a lot of companies that offer these low down payment programs, like you'll see like 1, 2, 3%, typically you have to be a first-time homebuyer per Fannie Mae guidelines in order to qualify for those programs. When we're talking about down payment assistance, those programs are for first-time homebuyers. So you have to understand whether you're a first-time homebuyer per conventional guidelines or FHA guidelines to make sure that you qualify. Simple enough, right? More videos.